Hello, personal finance kids. This is my first time using Screen-O-Matic, so I really hope it works. But I just wanted to touch base with what is due, and I wanted you to check in with everyone and to make sure everyone's seeing what I've put on Schoology. So I will have you, once I post this, I will have you just respond with received or yes, saw it, and then you know what's going on. So I think you can see my screen here. So I'm in the savings unit, number 4. So Tuesday, savings packet 1, the data crunch and cartoon are separate files. And then the discussion question, which is down at the bottom, the savings discussion question is also due Friday. So what I've decided to do is, rather than just make everything due Friday, I've tried to make individual due dates for each packet, because then it holds you accountable, and so you're doing something every day and not waiting to do everything at once on Friday. So save early and often. Number 1, this is our first packet, and I'll open it up. I think I already have it open here. So here's number 1. So of course this data crunch and this cartoons, I have put them back in the home screen here. So you will go here and here to do those. Okay, so don't do them in the number 1, do them here. We've done this before, so this should not be anything new. The same with challenges to saving to the spent. Spent is actually kind of a really fun little activity you get to do. It's like an interactive activity, so click on here and then it will take you to a website to do that. Other classes have done spent and enjoyed it. Strategy 3, you're going to have calculate how to save and create your savings goal, so those will be here. And then number 4, where to save number 4, you'll just have 1. So I want to touch base on the savings number 4, because if you open the document, it will look like there are, this is a video, so you're just watching the video and putting your answer in here. But then there's this compare types of savings account, but then it should look like there's another one here. I don't want you to do the role play since we're not in class and we can't role play with each other. I just want you to watch this commercial. So you don't actually need to write anything here. I just want you to watch the commercial. So just so you know that, back here, there's only the one, the compare. With the savings discussion question, you will not need to respond to one of your peers, but you will need to answer the 2 questions there. I think I'm going to go back to 1 here. So with number 1, you're going to learn about how saving and investing are different. Okay, so saving is something that we're doing for more, like it's more of our savings accounts at the bank, something more short term, and investing usually means long term. So investing is something typically that's over 3 years that we're investing. You're also going to understand fundamentals of saving, such as why we save, how much to save, and strategies to enable saving, and then why it's important to start investing for retirement while we're still young. So granted, even me, which I'm much older than you, but even me, I have a long time before I can retire. But it's important, and I am already saving for retirement now, because when that day comes, I don't want to be tied down for money. I want to make sure that we're set financially for that point, or for when we're ready for that. So there's a video to watch here about how much I should save. There's a video to watch the difference between saving and investing. You'll do the cartoon. There's some 5 tricks. It's a little article about saving, and then of course the exit ticket. So you could just highlight whatever one you want to do, or what answer you want to select there. Make sure you hit submit, because I cannot grade this unless it's submitted. Okay. Savings 2, again, the discussion prompt. Number 1 is kind of interesting. It says, picture an expensive item you'd love to own. What would make you happier? Buying it now using credit, taking out a loan, or buying it later by saving up and paying cash? So also remember, when you think about this, wow, we'd love to have something now. Like, oh, I would just love to have a Range Rover SUV, right? Obviously, I don't have enough money right now to buy that. So I could take a loan out and pay for it. But am I financially stable enough to do that? Or is it better to have a buying plan, to make a buying plan, to save some money so maybe I can put down a bigger down payment and maybe my loan payment then won't be as high. So we really have to think about that, and that also affects our impulse buying, because I may just be like, oh, I'm sick of being stuck at home. I'm going to go buy a new vehicle to make me happy. I'm going to go buy new expensive shoes to make me happy. When in reality, a lot of those things are just impulse decisions, and we need to think about, is it really going to make me happier? Would I be happier? Would I be happier if I just saved money, had a goal, saved money, and had enough to then purchase that item fully, or purchase that with a huge down payment and then not have as much debt? So think about things like that. Then there's some resources here about why it can be challenging to save, right? Have you ever heard the saying, keeping up with the Joneses? I have. And I have friends who are those people. They buy things for the name, or because they want bigger and better than the person they saw on Facebook, or better than their friend who just finally saved for something and was able to get it for themselves. I have friends who I know are not as financially secure as we are, who their kids are always in North Face, they have a BMW, their kids are always doing all of these activities, and it's like, how are you getting by? Well, they must be putting stuff on credit cards and things like that, and that's something David and I don't do. So we have to choose. We decide not to have debt and live within our means. So that's interesting. Those articles are interesting. The Living Paycheck to Paycheck Interactive you'll need to do, which again, I don't think I did that. Whoops. Alright, I will have to put that on there. Things you need to know about emergency funds. So emergency fund and a regular savings account are different. So you'll learn about that, and then of course do the exit ticket. So, oh yeah, living paycheck to paycheck. I'm pretty sure. I'm just clicking on this here to see. While I didn't put that on, that must be the. Oh yeah, that's spent. So it is there. Sorry, I was not thinking clearly. So that's spent. So you'll click on this link here, and it will take you to a website to actually play the spent game, and it's actually fun. So, and I think you guys will learn some stuff from that activity. So anyways, I digress. Let's go to number 4. Oh, thanks, Terry. I don't know how to get rid of it. Sorry, my computer at home is so slow. If anything, that's the thing that's driving me most nuts, because I have zero patience for slow technology. So, thank you for bearing with me here. Alright, number 3, so there's a create your savings goal, which is already up on the main page. And then we're going to talk about this 50-20-30 budgeting rule. So that tells you how much you should have for your expenses, how much you should have for savings, and how much you should have to be able to spend. It's actually quite an interesting rule, so I will be interested to listen to your answers and see what you get. Thinking about saving without thinking, that's what I do. So my husband and I, we put $100 a month into our kids' savings accounts, and we also automatically put $100 a month into our savings account, and then if we have extra, we'll manually do that transfer. But I have found that just having it automatically set up, and it just does $50 on the 15th of every month, and $50 on the 15th of every month, and $50 on the 30th of every month. It just automatically goes from my checking to my savings. So I know I don't have to do it. I don't have to forget about it. It's just going to happen. And I find that that's best. It just adds up. It's really nice. You guys already know about compound interest, so you should be able to answer this, but just gives another insight about that. And then calculate. That is also a separate document, and then your exit ticket. And then number 4, so the difference between a checking and savings. So we've already talked about checking account, and we've already had a discussion about how we should be using our checking account and how we should be using our savings account. And if we've been using our checking account or our savings account as a checking, we should have one of both, right? The purpose of a savings is to save money, accumulate money for when you need it in the future. Checking account is just a place to store our money, and money will come in and money will come out. Savings account money should not be coming out unless you have that emergency need. But if you're using your savings as a checking, you should think about getting a checking account. There's some tips for opening a savings account, and then the compare savings account. Here is that ally where I just want you to watch the video and the exit ticket. So I want to talk about this comparing savings account because I feel like some of you may have questions about that. While it's loading here. Okay, so you're going to do, sorry, I just put a piece of gum in my mouth. You're going to do some online research and find some of these accounts. So a traditional savings account, online savings account. What an online savings account is they do not have any branches. Okay? Everything is on the internet. Everything is over the website. So there are those there, and sometimes they do pay higher interest because they don't have the overhead costs, being employees who work in a branch, office, rental space. So we've talked about certificate of deposit. We've talked about money market. Okay, so now you're going to research one bank or credit union, put the name, their website. Is it online, which meaning, again, they don't have a location. I need to take this out. Or is it a traditional brick and mortar where it's like you bank, you have locations, you go in. Then you're going to, once you find that bank, you're going to talk about their savings account, talk about their CDs, and talk about their money market accounts. So now Robert wants to get serious about saving for a new car. You're going to recommend an account up from one of these up above that he should use and why. And then Cindy's scenario and then Janelle's scenario. Okay? And then you're going to submit those. And then that's it. And then the savings discussion question. Just going to click on that quick. So, why is having a savings account so important? Do you have a savings account? If you do, what will change, if anything, about how you are managing it after you have went through these units? I suggest filling this question out after you have already done the work, or at least done some of it, because it may inspire you to change your answers. And if you don't have a savings account, are you inspired now to open one? Why do you want one? What is the purpose? What is the value? Okay, so anyways, I think I have babbled enough. I just wanted to touch base with you guys. So when I post this on Schoology, once you watch the whole video, I want you guys to comment with your name and the secret code, which will be your first name and this is the hardest part. They gave me the fancy code. Okay, the fancy code is SMILE, because I love to smile. So when you're done watching it, you're going to write SMILE. No one else will know if they don't watch it, so write SMILE, enter with your name so I know that you've watched it and that you're on board with doing your homework and keeping up with personal finance. So I miss you guys so much. Honestly, I want to be in school so bad, but I know that we can't, and we're safer at home, so we're just going to make do with what we have. So miss you all. Please reach out if you need anything. Remember, my cell phone is 608-778-6214, or you have my school email, or if you have me on Snapchat, please reach out. I've FaceTimed people a few times with help with homework. I'm here to help. Most specifically, I'm here between 10 and 2 during the day, but I will respond if you send me a message at other times, but I can't guarantee it's going to be right away. But I'm willing to help, so please reach out and please let me know if I can help in any way. So see you guys later.